Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Monday, August 6th, and this is the market overview looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, SLV, COMQ, GE, Apple, XLF, JP Morgan, and oil. So, anyways, before I forget the rest, actually I already have, on to the video. So today was fantastic, in my opinion. I was expecting it's a little more up, and it happened. And now it's time for it to go down. Doesn't mean it'll be an instant drop, but certainly, at least from my perspective, it looks like the top at the end of the movie Leonardo DiCaprio, Deception. The top is spinning and starts to wobble. I think it's at the wobbly point. And here we are. Candle. Gravestone Doji. Making a new recent high. Absolutely beautiful candle. Beautiful position. If it doesn't reverse here, then hey, I don't know what to tell you. Beyond that, everything is getting very interesting in the indicators. I mean, we have the CCI going higher. It's already high. We have negative divergence in the CCI. We have a definite warning in the heat map. It getting extremely green once again today. It can get more green, but this is definitely not a good sign. We have the 14-day RSI moving average high and moving higher. We have the stochastics inching higher. We have the RSI ticking down, MACD up, MACD histogram up. Notice we now have even more positive divergence or negative divergence in the MACD histogram. Today making a new high and it not exceeding this one over here. So we have just multiple levels of negative divergence, MACD histogram, negative divergence on the stochastics, CCI, even not the RSI. Anyways, if it's going to turn, it's a fabulous place for it to turn. And it's just not to say, I mean, it's going down to test the absolute lows or anything like that. I kind of think that it's be more in this area right here with this previous low or the major price consensus level. Possibility that it will be denied at the upper price consensus level, but that's my guess. I think that's the range in which it's going, and once it approaches that, we'll know if it has further weakness built inside of it that will help it go down and test the major price consensus level from last month. Anyways, that's getting a little bit ahead of myself. So, for the moment, here and here, that would seem to be the range to me if it doesn't crap out right about here. Alright. Going to the 60-minute time frame, are we overheated? Well, we're starting to roll on the CCI, the stochastics, the RSI. The histogram continues its slant down, and the MACD itself now has turned down. The only holdout being the 14-day RSI moving average. We are passing it, crossing it with the fast stochastic. Could this turn around? Yes. I mean, news can do anything that it wants. But purely from a charting perspective, will this be enough to take it down and turn the 14-day RSI moving average over the course of a few days? Yes. And certainly, this is poised for a couple of days downwards. So, we shall see. Daily time frame. SPX, there isn't going to be too much difference here, so no need to rehash it. More negative divergence, blah, 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 ending with it's a little bit fat for a gravestone doji, but nonetheless, not a good candle for the bulls. So if this one's going to turn, then that'll be really interesting because the Dow and SPX have been leading the market. So if they're the ones screaming for a reversal at this point, 60-minute time frame, daily candle, etc., yeah, the market's going to take a hit. Going on to the VIX, we should have some kind of indication in the VIX that things are not all well. And beyond that, we have not tested the previous low yet, which is kind of interesting. The VIX was green while the market was green today, which means that somebody is lying once again. Recently it's been the VIX more than the Dow and SPX, but maybe this time is different. Also ending with a possible gravestone, but it's not at the bottom of a range, so it's not as nice. We definitely have a warning in the heat map. Ticking up on the CCI, ticking up on the 14-day RSI moving average, still down on the stochastics, up on the RSI, down on the histogram, down on the MACD, getting a bearish cross. Not all bad, not all good. And in the 60-minute time frame, what do we have? Could have a mess. It's not pretty enough to make a descending wedge. Anyways, in indicator land, with the 14-day running out of steam and leveling out, not yet pushing up, a little bit mixed on the stochastics, trying to turn over and go up on the CCI, up on the RSI, up on the histogram, up on the MACD, looking for a bullish cross. Very nice 60-minute chart. And TNA. Look at this. Pretty darn interesting. If there's a spot for it to crap out, it's there. We talked about that on the last video, going up to this line that we have descending. Got through it today, penetrated it anyway, failed, and was not able to close above it. Still closing below the major price consensus level for the new month. And we can see that the 14-day is still turning down. Up on the CCI, the stochastics, the RSI, the histogram, the MACD. So, it is more positive than negative in the daily. Absolutely. Is it at a spot where it should get turned away, if it's going to be? Yes, it is. And if we look at the 60-minute time frame, is it time for it to be turned away? Can see the line coming on through, our little peak above it, our close below it, and look at this. Everything is aligned for a move down with the exception of the 14-day RSI moving average. Everything turning. CCI, stochastics, RSI, MACD histogram, and we don't have negative divergence, so that's not in play. But a very good alignment for some type of a move down. Will it be enough to tip the daily? That is the question. But a move down of some sort is definitely due. Down SPX decide to go. This one's definitely going to be following suit, and it will change the daily. That is the bigger message. UUP, the dollar. You know, the dollar was down pretty good. It moved markets at the beginning of the day. It then retraced, and during its retracement, it didn't really hurt the market for the majority of the day. It wasn't until the end of the day that the market decided to kind of follow suit. But nonetheless, it was very odd the way that it functioned the majority of the day. And ending with a fat body hammer, not the best, but it is what it is. At the bottom of a recent range, piercing this descending line, which has been so darn important, and unable to close below it. Very interesting. Very similar to TNA, inversely. We definitely have a warning area in the heat map. And overall, we are, let's see here. Well, we're still edging down in most things. Leveling out in the RSI, but seem to be losing some momentum as well. So, if it's going to reverse, it should reverse here. It did fill this gap, which we've been talking about for a while now. So this gap, finito, and right at support. Should there be a reaction? Yes, there should. We still have a bullish bar up here, which should help suck the price back into itself. So there are various factors which should contribute to a bounce of the dollar, a decline in the market. And we'll see. FXE, the euro. How about this? Does this make any sense for going down at this point? We filled some of this double gap back here, not all of it. Maybe that'll be finished first, I'm not sure. Inverse hammer, possible reversal, top of a recent range. Into the long-term moving average bar, it should be having problems, and it is. Starting to get a little bit of area in the heat map, nothing spectacular at this point. However, each time it's gotten into this color in the past 2 months, that's where it's crapped out. Is this time any different? Very high on the CCI, stochastics 14-day RSI moving average, still moving up, sideways on the RSI, up on the histogram, up on the MACD. Overall, not a bad looking daily chart, but warning signs. Warning signs, warning signs. And warning signs should always precede the move. So, is it time for it to roll over? As a matter of fact, I'll just look at the 60-minute really fast and see if there's any other warning signs. It should be a nice inverse of the dollar. We have a potential bull flag, so something good for the bulls. Definitely in a topping area, 60-minute time frame. Moving down on the stochastic, CCI, RSI, histogram, MACD, only the 14-day RSI moving average is holding out. It does not look good in the 60-minute time frame unless this is a bull flag. And news could make sure that it is. So we'll see. NDEs trump all charts. We shall see. USO oil. When oil is bullish, the market should be bullish, and oil was bullish today. Reports out about the death of Assad in Syria, which seem to be untrue. 14-day RSI moving average holding its position high, waiting for the rollover, up on the CCI, up on the stochastics, sideways on the RSI, barely up on the MACD, looking for a bullish cross. We could perhaps get a higher high, which would set up positive divergence. We already have some positive divergence. Maybe that can become more extreme. I'm not sure yet. But overall, the daily does not look bad. We're starting to develop a warning area in the heat map. Notice that that's exactly where it crapped out last time. Not crapped out. Pull back. We'll see if this is any different. Seems like could be a good area for a turn, but this one is more positive than down SPX. Maybe it can carry it. I'm not sure. COMQ, the NASDAQ. Yep. Making a new recent high today. Very nice. Definite topping area in the heat map. High on the CCI, sideways on the 14-day RSI moving average. Stochastics going up to meet it. Sideways on the RSI, up on the MACD, up on the MACD histogram. This looks... woo! A little flying thingy. Looks like it definitely could be a warning area. 60-minute time frame. Is this one overheated like everything else? Trying to work off a topping area, but look at that. Just like so many other things. CCI turning down, stochastics turning down, RSI turning down, MACD turning down, MACD histogram turning down, slanting down. Only the 14-day RSI moving average holding out. Seems like it's screaming for a move down 60-minute time frame. And Apple. Very nice. Making a new recent high today. Fat body spinning top. A little bit of a warning area in the heat map. Not extreme. 14-day RSI moving average heading down. Stochastics holding high. CCI ticking up. RSI ticking up. MACD moving up, MACD histogram moving up, fresh bullish cross. I just have more faith in Apple than most of the other things. I think if everything else starts crapping out, iPhone 5 is around the corner. Why wouldn't people run into this? But we'll see. And I might as well take a look. 60-minute time frame on Apple. Yeah, it's hot. 14-day moving up. Everything else trying to tick down. But notice the angles of these. Totally different than the 60-minute time frames on most of the other charts. The angle is not the same. It's very mild. And that, to me, suggests more strength in this one than most of the other things that are out there. GE trying to get a better read on the Dow. Unable to hold. All-important $20 level. Did make a new recent high today. We have even more negative divergence in the MACD histogram. Ticking down on the RSI. Holding out, going sideways on the CCI high. Stochastics moving up. 14-day RSI moving average moving up. MACD moving up. MACD histogram really going sideways. But new recent high, more negative divergence. And in the stochastics, and in the RSI, and not, I'm sorry, the CCI, but not the RSI. GLD. Dollar going down, gold should be going up. Conquered the upper price consensus level. Topping tail. Not at a recent high. Not much in the histogram to go off of. Everything moving up, even the MACD histogram. Not bad. Looks good in the, fairly good anyway, in the daily time frame. But once it runs out of room with the stochastics, I think that this will be in trouble. Can it conquer the recent high before that happens? That's kind of looks pretty iffy to me, but we'll see. If the dollar does go up, like I think that it will, gold should have problems relatively soon. And SLV, very similar to gold. What is there to say beyond everything that applies to gold applies for SLV? What can I say? XLF, financials. New recent high, inverse hammer, topping area, sideways on the 14-day RSI moving average, down on the RSI, up on the CCI, stochastics, MACD histogram, and negative divergence, negative divergence, negative divergence. That one could be busted on the CCI though, so I won't hold out too much for that one, but it does currently exist. Is this a time for the banks to turn? Very, very possibly. And JP Morgan, the most important bank. We've talked about the problems with 200-day moving average, how it always has problems there. It went up, almost kissed it, backed away. Really pretty inverse hammer. It's not at the top of a range, however. Everything ticking up slightly. And getting pretty darn high. Might as well look at the 60-minute. See if there's any change in alignment compared to everything else. And no, not really. Looking for a bearish cross on the MACD. MACD histogram sloping down. RSI sloping down. Stochastics moving down. CCI moving down. 14-day RSI moving average. The sole holdout. Very unattractive 60-minute time frame. Oh. Alright, and is there anything else? No, I guess that's going to be about it for this evening. So, is it time to roll over? Not play dead, but just roll over. We shall see. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you very much.